Monty B's gonna be making her big comeback, so she'll be here next Wednesday, and she'll be from, I want to say from 6 to 8. Marilyn on Sundays with the untied ribbon, and also Angela has a show, and that's all. It alternates every other Wednesday, and that's Let's Talk About It. So give us a listen, and I promise you, you won't be disappointed. And we, bring some good shows, artists, and topics, and just a little alternative from the mainstream radio. So thank you again, everybody, for listening. And without further ado, we're just gonna go ahead and jump into it like we always do. Well, thank you, Lorraine, for coming back. Thank you for part two, because I think we're like in 2003. So just give us a little recap and where we left off.
Okay, thank you guys again. Thank you for having me back. Please excuse my voice. I'm a little under the weather right now, so I'm going to do the best that I can. We left off actually in 2008, but just to give you a little recap for those of you who are barely tuning in now, or you're trying to figure out where we left off, we started out with, 1999. And that was a very unfortunate year for me. September 27th specifically, we talked about domestic violence last week, correct?
Yes.
And that's where I came forward, and I haven't publicly done that. And I spoke about the fact that my mom was murdered. She had served 10 years as a correction officer, 2.5 as a parole agent. She was dating a sergeant of transportation who was also in corrections, and it was just an unfortunate situation. They split up, and he couldn't handle the breakup, and he took his service weapon. He called in the works, and he was sick, and he went down to my mom's apartment, and unfortunately he shot her to death, and then went back to his home, barricaded himself for approximately 8.5 hours, and then when SWAT entered the home, he then, with my mom's picture in his hand, said that if he couldn't have her, no one can have her. And then he took his own life.
Wow. I still can't believe it after you told us. It's just unbelievable. But you were able to how can I say, not bounce back, but you were able to go through it, and you came out stronger on the other side. And even though that it was very unfortunate, you were able to go on and tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, ma'am. I was a mother of 2 already. So we're starting out, as a small recap, right? So for those of you who are just tuning in, I have 4 children. Alexis is my oldest. She's 28. She's 28. Jasmine is 27. Gabriel is 18. And Victoria is 8. During that time, I only had my 2 daughters. They were in preschool. And that's when my mom's life was taken. So I had to move on. I had to find a way to live. After losing my mom, it was like losing my entire life. My mom was a single parent, and so she was my everything. My mom, my dad, my best friend, everything in one. So when she lost her life, she was taken from us. It left me also with the role of a mother figure to my sister. My sister was 17, and she was a senior. So it was really hard. I had to really pull myself together, and it was my firm belief that it was the grace of God, my mom's spirit. I had my children, which were my driving force, and my sister. I had to be strong for her, because for those of you who are just tuning in and didn't hear last week, my sister was in the home when it happened.
Right, you said she was after she was in the police car, and said being such a young girl, 17, a year young.
I was 20.
20.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was 20 and she's 17. She was in the apartment when it happened. She's the one who had to find my mom. She's the one who had to call the ambulance, call me, call my stepdad, and inform everybody of what happened. And so, I had to be strong for her. So thank you guys for the love and support. Thank you for the prayers. It definitely took a lot of years. I attended a victims of violence group, and I also attended counseling. And that's where I was really able to release all of the anger and frustrations that I was having because, you know, I couldn't confront this man. I couldn't look at him and say, like, this is what you took from me, right? So I harbored a lot of that.
There's no closure.
No, there was no
There's
closure.
no closure. There's no justice. Nothing.
Exactly. So it really took all of that, and then again, my driving force will always be my kids. So, you know, resilience, it's real, and it took a lot, right? A lot of prayer, a lot of just me surrendering to God and saying, take this pain from me.
And also resources, because you said you attended these groups. You know, I know, you know, there's lots of situations out there, many people, but you know, I'm thinking that you attending those groups made a difference, because where were you gonna, you know, let this out? Where's the outlet?
Exactly. People aren't going to understand it unless they've also gone through it. So I know the Victims of Violence group was huge, huge for me, because you met all kinds of other people who have experienced either the same tragic, you know, incident or similar, and then they would share like how they cope, right? So maybe one person suggested, you know, she took up quilts, and she would put like a memory blanket. Another woman suggested doing a memory album. Excuse me. And so it was things like that they shared that allowed me to actually also share my stuff, take from them, they took from me, and we could kind of bounce off of each other some of the coping mechanisms. So it was amazing. Yes, ma'am. Fast forwarding from there, 2003, ladies and gentlemen, which is only a few years after, you know, I came out of a domestic violence relationship, and it was unfortunate that it took my mom's death to wake me up and show me that that's not what love is. So I advocate a lot for domestic violence, against domestic violence, and for the victims, because I was also a victim, and I didn't know how to get out. And so we really hit hard on that topic last week.
Right.
You know, awareness and spreading out the fact that it's not acceptable in any which way, shape, or form, and that there are a lot of resources out there for a person that wants to get out of that situation.
Yeah, there is, and it doesn't just have to be a woman. It could be a man. It could be domestic violence. Could be a brother and a brother, a sister and a sister, a daughter and a mother. You know, it's something that happens in your home.
Exactly. So you know, I got out of that relationship, and I filed for divorce, and so now I'm a single parent, 2 little girls, and I always said I would never get married again. I was traumatized, you know. I was 17 and a half when I got married, and I was being abused, and then my mom was murdered, and so I just had this, you know, in my mind, like, no, love is toxic, marriage is toxic, and I had to do a lot of finding myself first and learning how to love me first again and set healthy boundaries before I started to step out into the world again. So I got married by choice the next time around, and my ex-husband was in the military, so as we fast forward through this so that we can get through the second part, we jump into 2003, where I almost lost my firstborn. Alexis was misdiagnosed by the Naval Hospital, and she had a ruptured appendix. So I'm still grieving, right? 1999, I'm still grieving. 2003, bam, I almost lose my firstborn.
Right.
You know, that was a lot. And then we fast forwarded again, you know, I was able to, again, use the coping mechanisms from before that I learned, and then some new ones, further counseling. My marriage was good at the time, and so I was able to kind of bounce back a little bit better than I did the first time with my mom's passing. My daughter did make it. She's doing very, very well. As I said, she's 28. She graduated with a bachelor's degree in English and a minor in
I'll tell you right now, I have her book.
Creative writing.
Okay.
Creative writing. So she bounced, she went ahead and got a bachelor's in
American literature. Let me just give Alexis some props right here, because we have her book right here. Yay. She wrote a book. She's an author as well. Of this book, Don't Tell Mom, and it's actually part of a giveaway tonight. So listeners, if you're listening, we have her book from this little miracle little girl who almost lost her life, but grew up, and you know, she's doing great things. So we have her book, and we're gonna have it a giveaway, and that we're gonna give it to the first 2 callers. We have 2 books, so I just wanted to.
Can you tell them what number to call and then make sure that
Oh. Yeah, it's 951 570 1431.
One more time.
951 570 1431.
Two more times.
2 more times, okay?
Yeah, give us a call, man. Give us a call. Get that book. It's very special,
Right.
man. I would like to purchase one tonight, you know.
Oh,
It's gonna be
okay.
dope.
Thank you for the
guys
support.
Can get it on Amazon.
Ooh, that
Thank
is
you.
so nice.
You guys can get
A
it on
blessing.
Amazon.
It's super cute. It's called Don't Tell Mom. I started reading it, and it's really cute. It's really
Thank
good.
you. So big shout out. Thank you. My daughter had suffered, brain damage and stuff, and we never knew the degree, right? So obviously, God is good, you guys.
All
Amen.
the time.
All the time. Even in our darkest hours, He will get us through. You have to step out and stand on faith. You walk by faith and not by sight.
Right.
So thank you guys. Make sure you guys call in. When you do, please make sure that you send by text Johnny your address, right? Once he answers and he lets us know the 2 winners, make sure you guys send him your address so that I can ship you your book. You can purchase it on Amazon. You look up Don't Tell Mom, written by Alexis Perez. Thank you guys so much. So we're going to fast forward to 2008, where my second daughter then became extremely ill. She actually was diagnosed with a disease called ulcerative colitis, which is also an autoimmune disease, and it's extremely, extremely rigorous. It really, really has a deep impact on the body. It attacks your intestines, so your intestinal area, your what's the word? Gastric, right?
Yes.
Gastric system. And so she was on death's door. We ended up spending years since she was in junior high.
Yeah, you're saying that.
Junior high. She went from one day to the next and she was dying. They didn't know what was wrong with her. And when they finally diagnosed her, it was ulcerative colitis, which is a sister disease. It's a sister disease to Crohn's. So a lot of people are familiar with Crohn's. The bigger umbrella out of that, ladies and gentlemen, that you need to know is that it's a form of IBD, which is irritable bowel syndrome. So if you have that, then there's all kinds of little branches that can stem from that. Diverticulitis, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease. And they all attack the gastro, your gut. So make sure that you guys are getting your checkups and make sure you guys are eating good. It starts with your gut. Take care of your gut.
That gut health.
That's right.
But she was just a young girl, so.
Right. So what happens is it's also hereditary.
Oh no.
Okay. And we didn't know who had it. My ex and I didn't have it. Or at least we didn't know we had it. And that's where the story gets further and gets more interesting. Jasmine's diagnosed in 2008. Again, think about it. 1999, major tragedy. 2003, another tragedy. 2008, another tragedy. Man.
But you're still going. You're not stopping.
No, I'm not.
And that's part of the Chingona part of the story is you're faced with all these things, but you're still pushing through and you're still living your life, raising these little girls and dealing with all of this.
And even through divorce and even through, some of my darkest hours, I am a woman of faith. I don't waver from that. We are tested, and I am human. So have I questioned God? Yeah. Why me? Why can't I get a break? Why is this happening to my family, right? But at the end of the day, I've always seen the glory. I've always seen the glory. And that's what has just really shown me, there's a reason. I may not know it then, but I know it now. I learned a lot of valuable lessons. Humility, empathy, sympathy, being humble, being appreciative of life.
And also feeling God's grace. He can pick other people for the battles and for the hard times. But we know that the bigger the battle, the bigger the blessing.
Amen.
And I know one time my dad said, when he said, "Oh, why me? Why me?" My dad always says, "Oh, why not you?"
Mm-hmm.
Like you say thank you, you picked me. I'm like, oh yeah, right, thank you.
Right.
But it's true because you do go through hard things, and then you get through them, and you're like, wow, I felt that. I felt that grace, and I know God is with me.
Mm-hmm.
So
I have a saying that I developed in those years where I said, when I thought about the why me, right? I said, wow, like you said, why not me, right? So I said, you know what? God chooses the strongest soldiers. He wouldn't have given it to me if he didn't think I could handle it. He knew that there was something that I needed to learn out of it.
mm-hmm.
And he showed me that. It's those times where we kind of backslide a little bit and we question that he reminds us, I'm right here. I never left you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what really showed me, And my mom's spirit, I feel her all the time.
What is your mom's name?
It's Teresa. So, Teresa Torres. So as we're going along, when my daughter, came down with the UC, that's short for ulcerative colitis, she got it to the worst degree, you guys. It wasn't just something where she took medication and she was better. This disease can really get bad. And she unfortunately had it to the worst degree, which led to a surgery. She ended up having what's called an ostomy, where they take your intestines, a portion of your intestines, they take it and remove it, put it outside the body, and they place a bag over it. And that is how you use the restroom. So you no longer go from your rear end, you go from your intestines straight into a bag. Now imagine being a teenager, junior high, where you're barely learning who you are.
Right.
And now you're going through that. And then steroids and anti-inflammatories and all kinds of other medications. Your entire diet got flipped upside down. Your body is in so much pain. You lose your whole life. There's a lot of things you can't do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she did. But she's a fighter too. She's got my mama's spirit. All my babies got my mama's spirit. And let me tell you, God is good. God is good. And my mom is still, she's that guardian angel. So my daughter bounced back, even through the midst of her darkness. She ended up doing a reconnect of her ostomy, and it was successful. So she no longer has a bag anymore for the first time since junior high, and she's 27.
Oh my God.
Yes.
So she's living right now. She made me a grandma. I'm a grandma. I have a beautiful granddaughter who's 7. So that's her driving force now. And all my kids are doing really good. They're successful. Alexis is working 2 jobs, and Jasmine's a medical assistant. Gabriel's in the service. He just joined the service, so he's in the Navy. And then baby girl is in 2nd grade.
Oh, you have a little chiquita.
I do. You're gonna find out how I had that little chiquita right now. So after everything, you guys, and I was able to nurse my first daughter back to health, and she fought. My second daughter nursed her back to health, and God's grace, and she fought, and they're doing good. I had a break between 2008 until 2012. I had a break. And I focused on me, there was some changes, and I focused on myself.
What changes did you make when in that free time of not having to worry about something extreme or?
I had a clothing line at one point, and I had my own store. But when Jasmine got really sick and we were facing death, I closed it. So I was discouraged for a little while, and I just really asked God, show me what to do next.
Mm-hmm.
Well, since I had already 2 children that I spent majority of the years in the hospital, I fell in love with the health profession. And I said, I think I want to do something in the health profession. And I went to school for medical billing and coding. Ironically, you would think, right, that I would have went more like an MA or a nurse. But I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to give a patient the same kind of quality of care that I was giving my child. I think I was nervous about like blood and intestines and all that with someone else. I found it easy because they're my own babies,
Right.
It's like changing a diaper, right? You don't gag on your own baby's poo-poo, but you gag on someone else's.
It's always like that.
Picture that in the nursing field, So I was afraid, but I still knew that I wanted to do something in that area. So I went to school for medical billing and coding, and even against all odds, while I'm still, being a mom, single parent, I graduated with honors I was really, really excited. I pushed really hard for that. And I worked as a federal monitor, so in a correctional facility as a federal monitor. They didn't call them officers or anything like that. They called them monitors out there. So I did that, and then I played roller derby. I took up roller derby.
Oh, I always wanted to do that. I remember my mom used to watch that all the
The
time.
Thunderbirds.
Shut up.
Yeah, I remember that from back in the day. And my cousin Frida, well, that's Frida Kruger is her derby name. We all have derby names. So Frida Kruger, yes, Frida Kruger. She was the founder for El Paso, and she started up roller derby out there. And man, we talk about Chingona, right? Ooh, you had to be pretty damn Chingona to do that, okay? 'Cause they whip your butt. It was awesome because it was a way to relieve your stress.
Right.
So, yes. So when they were PMSing, or when they were fighting with their men or women or whatever, ooh,
Forget about it.
look out, you guys, because they took it out on the track.
Yeah,
They
imagine.
took it out on you in the track. They beat your butt. So I fell in love with that sport, and that's when like I was really able to. You found an alter ego.
What was your name?
Oh,
Come on, tell us.
I know, I totally
crazy.
can
It
ask.
wasn't crazy like that. They always had said that I was divine. I was
Okay.
built different. So
Divine is
they
dope.
called me Miss Divine One because they were like, "Man, you're something about you. You're so different. You're built different. We don't understand where you get it from." And
Right.
they took everything that I was going through in the spirituality and they came up with Miss Divine One. So I said, "Okay, I'm gonna work it. I'm cool with that. Let's do it."
Boom.
And that's
Chingazo to the shoulder.
And then I got drafted into Las Viudas Negras.
Shut.
So Black Widow, baby.
Let's
Yes.
go.
Let's go. And we had multiple teams. We had the Sexecutioners, the Chucotown Chulas, the Diablas. It was awesome.
Oh,
It
it
was
sounds
an
like a lot
awesome
of
journey.
fun.
Yes,
That sounds like a lot of fun.
very much so. My girls, they loved it. My son, they all got involved. Jasmine, you guys, got in.
Dang.
She got in. So we had a mother-daughter duo on the track.
Oh, that's crazy.
Come on.
Yeah.
We should start something like that here in the IE.
Oh, it exists.
Well, we should join up. I'm a good skater and I could bump some shoulders too. Wow, my shoulder might hurt me. I don't know.
So, I enjoyed life for a while and I worked and I, watched my kids, achieve their goals and put them through school and being got baby girl into college and she was my first graduate, then my other one, even Jasmine, where they told her it couldn't be done. She wasn't going to make it. She graduated early, also gave a senior speech, so I had two already very successful on their way. Mom got to focus on mom for a little while. My son was the last one. He's in school, right? And then, bam! It was too good to be true, you guys.
What?
Well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to hold you right there with the
Another
too good to
break.
be true. We're going to go to a break, and then before we continue with your story, we're going to hear from Samuel. He's going to give us a little update with the Lakers. My grandson who wants to be a sports commentator, so I said, I'm going to give him a call. He's going to update us, and so
Yay.
we'll do that right after the break, and we'll get back with you. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Stay tuned.
You should give us a cue. She's all.
That
funny.
sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh my
I'm sorry.
God, you guys will love it. I joined out here again when I moved back.
Yeah?
I did for about a good year and a half. But the sisterhood's different here.
Oh, probably all the vibe is different.
Very different. Over there, somos como familia. Here,
I
they're
know.
like, meh. You know?
You
meh.
probably have to start your own
I thought about it, trust me. I was like, oh,
That
you
would be
guys
cool.
have no there's no
sisterhood.
sisterhood. And then they over there, it's mandatory. We did community service. You had to put in your work. We paid it forward. Here, they don't do that stuff. It's
They
all
just
about
show
them
up.
earning their money from us as spectators, right? And but they didn't go out in the community like we did. It was a lot of raza, and they all got involved. It was amazing.
Oh, that would be super dope if you
Yeah.
did something
And I
like
always tried to get like the girls to see that and to do it here. No quería.
that. Yeah, you'd have to like start your own thing and then be that would have to be the foundation of the
And
organization.
all ages. I used to see some older women because I was, younger then, and they
Uh-huh.
would come out there. Woo, go. Don't mess around. They whip your butt.
No, I remember when I
All
was
shapes, sizes, Johnny, todo.
For real?
Big, here. I used to laugh because I used to say, yeah, I have pure booty in my face. Or we have one of my girls was Chi-Chi's. That was her Chi-Chi. What was it? Chi-Chi's something. I forgot her derby name, but it's something like that. Chi-Chi's. She was fat. And let me tell you, she didn't just hit you. Bam! You got hit with a horn.
with all the Chi-Chis.
You got everything. So it was a lot of fun. Amazing.
You want to go 2 songs? Or one?
Let's go.
One.
I have this little boy.
He's gonna come.
That's so cute. I love it.
I can't believe you got him.
Want to see it?
Yeah.
Come on, papi.
Wow, this is dope.
It's super cute.
$10.
should do a,
It's like $10
We
and
should do
something
a
cents.
setup somewhere in one of my classrooms.
She would love that.
And have her-
I'm gonna do a little sign out.
She's so quiet, and I told her next time you come, baby, tell us what time. I want to bring you.
The next-
She's in a fossil.
Oh,
She's in a fossil. That's why she signed these and sent them to me and stamped it. If you look at the back, it's her everything, her signature, her stamp, photo. She had to ship me those. You can buy them on there, but they won't,
They're gonna call you right now, so it's gonna say party bus. It's gonna be Andrea.
Oh, no, last time I didn't get it.
She's so quiet. She's an introvert. So I'm the one who,
This is
mamita.
this
you know?
is this is a very I homeschool.
Yeah, whenever.
So
I
you
was
know
a
who that's
kindergarten.
based on,
I
right?
was a kindergarten teacher.
The next,
See?
the next car show I do, I'm gonna get you guys a booth, and we'll set up if you want. We'll set up the band,
Oh yeah.
and then we could do these,
Yeah.
and then I'll announce on everything. Can you guys a booth?
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh,
It's gonna be dope.
she goes, and so I've been trying to get her to go to the schools and read. You know how you could go to the classes. I go, mamita, that's how people will know,
Yeah.
right? You need the exposure, sweetheart, and it's such a cute book, and it brings the kids so you understand the meaning
rhymes.
already?
Huh?
Do you get the meaning behind it already?
Oh yeah, don't tell your mom. Don't
Why?
tell mom. Because you might get in trouble.
Right, but
But you should tell your mom.
the end result is they're still gonna love you. They're still gonna love you. The kids, their fear is that not only are they gonna get in trouble, but they're gonna love me less. That was the thought process.
Wow, I can't believe that.
And at the end,
That is so dope.
you never have to be afraid to tell your parents. They're still gonna love you the same.
This is super
They
good.
may not agree with those little things that you did. You may get a quick,
Yeah.
but they're gonna love you the same.
You guys ready? 10 seconds.
Ready? Let's do it.
All right.
All right, this is Angelina Leon, your host for tonight on Chingona, Chicanas y Más. I almost forgot my name. Good thing I remembered. And we're here with Lorraine, and we have Johnny Z. He's reading the book, Don't Tell Your Mom. This is going to be on our giveaway tonight, and we'll let you know when to call in. This is a book written by Alexis Perez. So we're going to wait for Samuel G. He should be calling in any second now. Check your phone. Oh, I hear something now.
Hello. Hello. Hi. Caller, who's this?
Put him on the
Okay,
speaker.
I'm gonna give it to you.
Okay, hold on. We got.
Wait 1 second, Mama.
Who do we have on the line?
Angelina's grandson.
Hi, Samuel. Okay, Samuel.
Hi,
How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good.
Okay, can you what about them Lakers tonight?
We didn't play as I envisioned it. Austin Reeves played bad. LeBron and Davis didn't have the game they wanted. And D'Lo didn't have the game he wanted. Darvin Ham, the Lakers coach, didn't have the game he wanted, so the Lakers just had a brain lapse in that game.
Okay. What do you think could have happened? They could have done differently. What did you envision?
Yeah. What I envisioned is that the Lakers, the start of the game, had like a 5-0, had a 5-0 lead, and then the game could go great. We're up by like 5 and the first, but it turns out that we didn't even take the lead in any of the quarters.
I know we were like chasing them the whole time. We almost caught up though.
Yeah. We were down by 1. That was the lowest score we could have gone to.
All right. Okay. So when are the Lakers gonna play again? We're gonna go to what? A game 6 or a game 5?
Yeah, game 6. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, game 6.
And when are they gonna play? Can you tell the listeners?
So today is 26.
Yes.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
26. All right. So it's the 28th.
Okay. So maybe next week you can give us next week you can give us another update. What's going on with the Lakers? Can you give us? Well, we'll have you call in next week, and that way you can tell us what's going on with them. You know, we're going on, or if we're gonna go to game 7. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for calling in.
Thank you. You're so cute.
Oh, you're welcome.
I love you.
Love you.
Say hi to your sisters. Do they want to say hi too? Do they want to say something?
Hi,
Hi. Who's this?
Angelina.
And what do you think about that Laker game?
That they did kind of play a little bit trash.
Okay.
Dang, she's raw.
She's hating.
She's hating,
She's hating.
or she's being honest.
Honest.
Because
No,
sometimes.
she's hating. No, I'm not.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
I'm not.
Okay. I love you guys. I'll see you later. Thank you for calling in. This.
Okay, this might be
Bye, baby.
this might be the craziest call you've ever gotten.
Not the craziest, but I'll tell you it's pretty crazy. So listen in because they're having a giveaway. They're having a giveaway. It's called.
I know.
It's for a book. It's called Don't Tell Mom.
Can you just give me a book for free?
Nothing's for free, son. Love you, boy.
Love you, bye.
Ay, qué curioso.
That's
That
my
was
grandson.
cute.
He's 9. He wants to be a sports commentator, so I try to promote that as much as I can. And he loves the Lakers. He loves it. He loves them. He loves basketball, and he has dreams of being an NBA player. So let's back up the children and their dreams and support them in any way we can.
That's right.
So we're gonna get back to what we're talking about and continue.
Okay. So we left off when I said what? I said, oh.
No, life is good. You're in the roller derby and you have a break. So we're in 2012.
Yeah, so I'm sitting here going, yes, finally a break, And then it was too good to be true. That's what I said. 2012, I end up with ulcerative colitis.
What the heck?
No joke, you guys. I was in Vegas with my boyfriend, and I'm like, oh man, my stomach hurts, something's wrong. I thought in my head maybe I had like food poisoning, or maybe I was getting sick. I was like, it's not that time of the month, so something's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the restroom, and let me just say, in the most pleasant way, that the entire toilet had blood.
Oh my God, that's scary.
And I freaked out. And I was like, OMG, this is not good. Something is very wrong. We drove from El Paso to Vegas. So can you imagine what went through my mind? We got to go back home, right? I mean, yes, I needed medical attention, but I wasn't thinking ER. Now I was thinking, I need to go home because if something's going to happen and I'm going to get admitted, I need to be at home. So we had to drive like that. And if you guys get a chance, look up ulcerative colitis and you will understand how terrible that ride home must have been for me. It was excruciating. You cannot control your bowel. So if you have to go to the bathroom, you got to go like right then and there. When I mean right then and there, I mean right then and there, or you can soil yourself. That's how bad this disease is. So it was a very long drive from Vegas to El Paso. And they took me in that same day because that's how bad it was. and I was admitted for 4.5 days, and I got diagnosed for sure with ulcerative colitis. So that's how we found out that I was a carrier.
So
So it
always
could
had
come
it.
anytime in your
Anytime.
in your life.
But there is an age bracket. Forgive me, ladies and gentlemen, because I forgot what the age bracket was. And it's also only predominant in Caucasians. So that really threw me for a loop. Some of the triggers, though, is, excuse me, is seeds. So like sesame seeds, tomato seeds, popcorn kernels, those seeds can get lodged in your intestinal tract. And if that happens and it can't come out, it can trigger.
Right, they're
It
saying
can
like
trigger.
nuts too. Is it nuts?
It was seeds.
Okay.
We were told to stay away from seeds, period. So that was a huge deal. And then stress, massive amounts of stress, which, hello, from 1999 to 2012, I was stressed the heck out. So something triggered it. And I ended up flaring for the first time in all my life. So I get diagnosed. At the time, I didn't have insurance. So I freaked out. Lucky for me, the hospitals had programs and I was able to qualify for a program, but it didn't cover my medication. And steroids out of pocket, and the Nasacol, which is the anti-inflammatory medication, were in the thousands. Okay. So I really, really had a hard time. And I thank the Lord every day. He will put people, things in your life for a reason. And He surrounded me with an amazing, amazing support system through that time. Big shout out and love to my baby brother, Frank Cifuentes Jr. You know, I was blessed. He was able to put me on his insurance.
Oh, nice.
And that helped me tremendously, tremendously. The medication was covered at least halfway, so that helped, right? And then I give it to my lowrider community, Pachuco's Car Club in particular, and Slow and Low Car Club, and my Derby family. Talk about the love from the community. They threw fundraisers for me, for my daughter, for me, through those years to help me with our traveling. We had to go out to Dallas for care. We couldn't afford specific medications, and they just got together and they poured out their hearts, and we got my medication and the treatment that both my daughter and I needed. So, you know, we got me into a state of remission, and I actually haven't relapsed in over 10 years. So, knock on wood, right? I'm thankful, grateful, everything you could think of. Feeling it, right? I'm happy. My daughter, unfortunately, not so much, right? Until now, she has the intestinal tract reconnected, but she's still battling it to the worst degree. She can't sustain weight, which is a huge factor for those battling with any kind of colitis. You don't sustain your weight. Your output is so great, you don't maintain your nutrients. So you're forced to take other drastic measures like a lot of protein, you know, you're drinking a lot of shakes. She's currently using a Herbalife, and that's really doing good for her. She had to really amp up that nutrition, and that's how she's able to sustain. Some people have to smoke. The pain is so intense that you don't even want to eat. So
you need an appetite.
You need an appetite, and you don't have one because you know if you eat, it's going to come out. And well, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing more embarrassing than knowing you can soil yourself. What if you're in a car and you're stuck in traffic? That's happened to us. Real deal. They had a fatality on the 215, and I had to call CHP and say, my daughter is very sick and she's got to go to the bathroom. What's going on? And they're like, well, we have a fatality. And I'm like, how long are we going to be here? And they said, I don't know. My daughter was doubling over in pain because she had to go to the bathroom.
Damn.
And they were like, well, we can send an ambulance. And I'm thinking, how? It was, the entire freeway was shut down. What? How are you going to get us off?
Right? If you can get an ambulance in, get us out.
Right? So that's to the degree that this disease is wicked, you guys. I encourage anybody and everybody, get educated. Get educated, even if it doesn't apply to you specifically, because at the time we didn't know I had it. I had to learn about it, and then I get it. Now I'm battling it 2 times round with her and myself. So get educated. You don't know who you could help next. It could be a family member for
I
all you
think
know.
my niece might have that because she can't eat and she's skinny. And when she eats, she can't eat certain things.
Yeah.
You think that it can be
It's a
that?
possibility. We could talk about it after, and there's different symptoms. So I go into a state of remission, ladies and gentlemen, right? The disease never goes away, okay? When it's an autoimmune, it's for life, right? An autoimmune disease, it's for life. So you go into a state of remission, where, in other words, you're not flaring. Your body's under control, you're maintaining it with medication or different treatments, right?
It's like not dormant, but it's
It is, in a
like-
state of like dormancy,
Yeah.
right? Just like cancer. Cancer, they go into remission, they go into like a dormancy where it's there, but it's not active, right? There's no growth, things like that. It's similar in a sense of it does the same thing. It goes to sleep, so to speak. Can flare at any time though. So I've been in a state of remission, but I was taking a medication still to keep me in the remission. I also didn't want any more kids, right? In El Paso, they were very strict. The laws are a little bit different. So I had been asking to get my tubes tied, and they were denying me, saying I was too young. And I'm like, look, I have this disease. I don't want any hiccups. I don't want any more kids. I have my only son, my 2 daughters. I'm good. Life has been crazy for me. They denied me. Every doctor denied me the right to, sterilize myself? Can I say it that way?
Yeah, that's exactly what you're
To
saying.
sterilize myself. They told me no, I was too young.
How old were you?
Oh, jeez. Well, okay, so
We're like doing the math. We're like 2012.
let me say I was in my mid 30s.
Mhm.
Mid 30s.
Wow.
Because this is where it's going to get real
Uh-oh.
hectic real fast. So I'm in my mid 30s and they're denying me that. So I'm taking my medication and I'm taking birth control. Okay? Nobody told me that I had to use a backup method because the medications I was taking
Is weakened by this medication.
bingo.
Ding, ding, ding.
Not even the pharmacist picked up on it. Nobody told me anything. So I'm doing what is keeping me in remission, which is taking my daily medication and my birth control because I was happy where I was at. I was content with my life. God gave me my only son that I prayed for, and I have my 2 daughters. And being that Jasmine was still sick, I didn't feel that at the time of my life like that I could handle another child when I still was helping this when I was sick, right? 2014, boom!
No.
I find out I'm 4 months pregnant because I
Wow.
took a blow from one of my derby sisters and I couldn't recover. I fell to the ground and I puked and I turned white as a ghost. They had to pick me up and take me outside. I was like, man, and I automatically started cramping. So they rushed me to the hospital because they're like, what's going on? Doctor comes in. Oh man.
No.
Doctor's like, oh, it's okay, miss. You're going to be perfectly fine. And I'm like, I don't feel fine. And he goes, oh, well, you're going to be fine. You're just pregnant. And I turned around and I was like, you're nuts. And he goes, what do you mean? I said, Doc, you better no, really, you're nuts. You better take a look at my chart. I'm on medication. There's no way, And this is after I had even, last week I talked about the fact that I had 2 cancer scares. I had procedures. So I actually thought I couldn't have any more babies because of that, but I didn't want to take the chance. That's why I was asking for sterilization, right? So here I'm thinking, no, there's no way. I'm taking birth control every day. I'm on medication. Doc, you're crazy. And he goes, no, you look. And he shows me the results and I'm pregnant. And he goes, well, when was your last cycle? I said, sir, I'm on it right now. And he looks at me and he goes, we need to do an ultrasound stat. They do the first one abdominally and they can't find nothing. So then they panic. Where is
The
the
baby.
fetus? It's showing I'm pregnant. What's going on? Oh, we're gonna have to do a transvaginal ultrasound because something's wrong. They did that, and they're looking, and they're just, it's a look on their face like I'm thinking panic mode at this point. What's going on? there she is. Well, I didn't say she, but there it is. And there's a baby in there.
No. What was it? What was it?
Hiding.
Hiding.
Been hiding in
She
the
was
panza.
He was like,
Hiding in that panza towards the back of my back.
No.
Peekaboo.
Peekaboo is right. I'm 4 months pregnant. I have no idea. 4 months.
And you're over there doing roller derby.
Right? Literally doing roller derby.
The divine one. It's the divine two.
They right too.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
So
I
what
was
did
pregnant.
you do?
So of course I panicked, you know. I was like, oh my God, what the heck am I gonna do? I was in a state of denial. I had just came out of a toxic relationship. I was no longer with bio dad. And I'm going, F my life.
Bio dad.
Well, that's all he is. You know, that's a whole other story.
I
That's,
know what
that's all
bio
he
dad.
is. He donated for me. That was it. And not on purpose either, obviously.
Gee.
Hey.
So I'm freaking out. I'm like, I can't do this. There's no way. I have a daughter who's sick. I'm gonna be a single parent again. My son's already in, you know, his end of his years of elementary. What the flip mode? No way. Well, now I gotta face a decision, right? What am I gonna do? So I went through some counseling, and I prayed, and they did the blood test. You know, one of the traditional blood tests is to check for disabilities, you know, Down syndrome, different things, right? And they told me that she was gonna have Down syndrome.
Oh my
And I really panicked. At this point, I'm like, there is no way I can do this. Lord, why me?
God. Wow.
Why? This is not fair. You know, I didn't know what to do. So in our family, we have a lot of Native American in our family. So my grandfather, being very spiritual, he's like, don't listen to that test. It's wrong. The baby's fine. You know, don't you even consider abortion, or don't you even consider adoption, or right? It's adoption. Giving a child up for adoption. Don't even consider that. You know, your baby's gonna be fine. And I'm freaking out. So I decided to have an amnio. I said, there's no way, Grandpa, I could do it. If this is the case and the baby's gonna be sick, I cannot do this with 2 sick children. One gonna be even more, you know, needing of care than the other. I can't do that. So I went through with the amnio. I'm by myself, and they call me with the results. It was the longest 2 weeks of my life. And they tell me, oh, hi, Missy Fuentes. We have your test results, all perky and chipper, right? And
They
I'm
just
sitting here
give it
going,
to me.
can you just tell me? Because I'm, damn, everything has been crazy, you know?
Man, you're
So I'm like,
crazy.
let's do it. Oh, it's a beautiful, healthy baby girl. I didn't even ask to know the gender. Damn it! Now you gave me the gender too. So
But the
there we
baby's
go.
healthy.
But a healthy baby girl.
Wow. See, imagine if you listen to the doctor.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why you always need second opinions.
Second opinion.
Wow.
Second opinions and third opinions sometimes, and even a
Grandpa was
fourth.
right.
Grandpa was right, and he told me that too. He goes, "See, don't doubt me. The spirits don't lie. God don't lie."
Wow, that's amazing.
And there she is. So I said, all right, this is God ordained now. Now I'm knowing all the way around that there was a reason for this.
Yeah.
And okay, Lord, I'm going to go with it. I can do this. I did it with I'm going to do it again.
Wow.
I had my baby girl, and I waited until she was 5.5 months. And I said, both my older girls were moved out. They were stable. They were successful. Jasmine was doing well. She was married. She was happy. Alexis was already graduated, working, had her boyfriend. So I'm like, I'm good. I only had Mijo and then now the new baby. I said, it's time for Mama to go home. Home is here in Cali. I'm a Cali girl.
Yeah.
I miss my beaches. I miss my different weather. I loved El Paso, and it became home for a good 9 years. But majority of my family was here. My siblings, you know, my mom, rest in peace, was, you know, here in Forest Lawn, Covina. I wanted to be home. So everybody rallied around me, prayed. We put the house up for sale, and I came home. I came home in 2015. I came home and I said, you know what am I gonna do? I had no job. I had my education from there. Thought, okay, I'll get a job from what I had, right? I had medical. Well,
Those are your
negative.
plans. Those are your plans.
Those are my plans. Because, yeah, my education wouldn't transfer.
No.
No joke. It wasn't nationally accredited.
Oh yeah, that's always a problem.
It was state accredited. There's a difference. I could go anywhere within the state of
In
Texas
Texas, but not here.
and get a job, no problem with that degree.
Mm.
Not here.
Well, it's kind of crazy because they don't allow like from state to state,
Mm.
but there's times you can go internationally, like people, you know, in Mexico or Europe or different countries can transfer their education to here. That's crazy
Mm-hmm.
to me.
So I get told, I'm sorry, miss. You know,
You're not a medical biller
you're
or
not a medical biller over here. You got to start all over.
Man.
I cried my eyes out, and I said, okay, what do I need to do to change this then, or what are my options? Well, if this is the field you want to do, you got to start all over. I'm like, okay, ain't gonna happen. So I prayed and I prayed. I said, ain't gonna happen. Sorry. And I thought about what I really wanted to do, and I had fallen in love with, excuse me, the human services field, which is a very broad field, right? It's a big umbrella.
Yeah, it is.
It basically is your nonprofit sectors. It could be social services. It could be, oh my
Homelessness,
goodness gracious, it's huge. Human services is huge, but it's all within the helping professions. So I was like, that's what I want. I want to do that. I want to help families. I want to be a case manager. I want to be able to directly work with clients. So I went over to Valley College, San Bernardino Valley, and I had Mija, little, she's only like a few months still, and I said, this is what I want. What do I got to do to get it? I was living with my compadre at the time, so you know, rent wasn't as steep, and I could afford to kind of see, you know, what I could afford as far as school. I ended up qualifying for everything, so I said, I don't care what it takes, one class at a time. I'm gonna do it. I started working. I found childcare for the baby. My son got put in school, and I said, we're gonna do this. Lord, grant me the strength to take this and complete it, because this is gonna set me career-wise for my future and for my kids. Cut me a little bit of slack, please. Please. You know?
Okay.
I need a little bit of a break.
You're like, look at me and bless me.
Yes, I've already sustained so much. You know, can I have a little bit of a break, por favor? You know, just a little bit.
Yeah.
And you know what? He gave me that. He gave me that. You know, I started my journey in school, and I was excited. I was taking one class at a time, and I saved my money. Of course, I sold my house over there, so I waited till the market was good, and I said, it's time. Vámonos, and I purchased my first home here again. Oh yeah, party, right? Celebration, woo woo. I'm working full time. I'm in school full time. It was a lot, but I did it. And I bought my first home in 2017. This Chingona said, I'm gonna take back and I'm gonna reclaim my life. It's me and you, baby boy, baby girl. We're gonna do this. I move in my home. 2017.
What happened?
And the damn house flooded.
Oh, that ain't that bad. I thought it was
It flooded. I just bought it, you guys.
Oh man, yeah, that's.
And I had no idea, and I lost 2 bedrooms, a hallway, and a bathroom. The first, I kind of almost gave that away all the way. And I lost those pieces of my house within the first month that I moved in. And I had to find out what happened. It ended up being the plumbing. Even though I had an inspector, even though everything passed, I had
Faulty plumbing.
this plumbing issue.
Man.
So, you know,
Thank God for home insurance.
amen, right? First time around, cool. Insurance covered everything. I'm good. Get everything settled. I'm doing good. School's good. Work's good. Yeah, right. I got a break from 2017 when that happened. I got a break until 2019. And the damn house flooded again.
Oh.
This time, talk about bad luck. It could only happen to me. By this time, I'm done. In my mind, mentally, I'm like, what the freak? Oh, somebody cursed me.
That's how probably it feels.
That's how I felt, you guys. I felt cursed. You know? Like, or then I flipped it and I thought, was I that bad of a kid?
Uh-oh.
Was this punishment? Was I that bad of a person? What did I do wrong? Lord, forgive me. I started taking it to heart.
You start doubting. You start placing blame on your own self.
Exactly. Maybe I deserve this. That was terrible, you guys. That was a bad, bad place to be. It really darkened my doorstep. 2019, I lost every single piece of my house but my bedroom. My entire house, and I have a 4-bedroom home.
Damn, all that furniture, everything?
Everything. They had to cut your walls.
Yeah.
They had to cut half of my walls out.
Throw home. What?
Because
It was
the
that bad?
category of water was considered category 4, which is poop water. It was my sewer lateral line. The tree at the front wiped out my entire plumbing.
The roots?
And it's nasty like that.
Yep.
That's the nastiest
That's the nastiest.
kind of flood you could
That's
get in
right.
your house.
That's right.
Brown
I had
shark.
a flood, but it was from the washing machine.
The brown
So
sharks,
that's a
huh?
different kind of water that's
You know that
coming
smell? Like rotten huevo?
out. Oh yeah.
It was like that and worse. Oh,
Yeah.
it's wow, everything coming in your house, garbage. Oh, from the sewer.
Brown sharks?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
You're brown sugar. But you know what?
What did you do?
Well, hold on. We're gonna hold on for what she did, and we're gonna go to break. And the first caller to call in after the break is going to win the Don't Tell Mom book by Alexis Perez. Okay, so call into 951-570-1431. 951-570-1431. The first caller after the song.
There you
Yeah,
go.
no,
Wow.
you know what? I got my
I think you need to tell your daughter to make a book about you.
I got
She wants to do my bio.
That
To
would be
inspire.
sick.
I got
I think I would like to do one.
Mm-hmm.
I got my degree in human services.
Shut the front door.
Yeah, because at first I wanted to be a teacher, and so I went to school for that to be a teacher. Then
Yo. What up?
I did all that. Then the same thing, I was like, I want to help people. So then they had just made up that human services. I was like, I never heard of that.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what, human services? Like, but it was in 2012
Right.
when I graduated. I was like back at that time.
Oh,
But they're like,
what
no,
happened?
like in 10 years, we're
Yeah.
gonna see a bigger influx.
Yeah, he never got back to
of
me after I
needs.
came to the place.
Like
But I
they
came out-
had
I came-
projected
came
it.
with
It
good
was
times,
so
you know?
weird. So I was like, okay, so I graduated with that, but then it was just so complicated. The way that to get a job,
Mhm.
like all the requirements. I was like, I just want to help people.
Right?
I was like, I don't want to go through all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I never really worked that degree. I have that degree. I never worked it. I started doing, I kept teaching, and then I went to law school in 2013.
Yeah, I
I
think I came
started
to
going
the
to law
place.
school, and I just became an attorney.
Around what? How old were you around when you went for law school?
42.
Shut up.
Oh,
I was 42 because
That's Chingona. Because I felt, I sat in the class and I'm going,
Uh-huh.
the oldest one in here. That's how I felt.
dude, my daughter was
Yes,
getting
sir.
married, and
Right?
she was getting married, and there was like
Yeah.
girls her age then. Yeah, they would like look at me like, and I decided to just look at this. I was like, I'm not gonna
Right?
look at anybody, you know. Like,
Yes.
But it was hard. It was
Yes.
hard. Going back to school, I remember like I always thought of myself as being like a little not
Right now I'm
not
doing the
smart,
audio
but
radio
like,
now.
Enough too.
quick, like to learn
But,
something.
you
But
know,
at
text
that
it to me,
age,
message,
I would start reading.
and
And I would
yeah,
cry.
make sure it's a good price, man.
I would
and
cry because the print
I feel
was
bad,
small.
man,
I'm
you
like,
know?
what did I
I
just
mean,
read?
shit, I
I
wanted
don't
to do that
understand
for you.
what I'm reading. Like, and I'd have to read it
It wasn't
again,
that
and I would
strong,
have like
man. I love it a
100
lot.
pages to read. I was like, I don't understand any of this. Like, and I would literally cry. I was like, I'm not even gonna read that. I'm trying to read the summary.
Yeah.
The summary is too broad. So you read a broad summary, they just knew you didn't read the text.
I used to do the first and the end.
Okay,
Or
Yeah.
I had to, like, because I couldn't either.
Yeah, we got 30 seconds.
But it was like law school, you couldn't like fake
yeah.
it. It was like,
Okay,
with
okay, come on. Yeah, I'm
university,
gonna
you
make
could fake
15th. I'll make sure.
but law school, it was just
Sure,
like
I get that.
everybody
Yeah,
knew
yeah.
you didn't
Fun deal.
understand. Like, so I had to do it.
All right,
with
man.
it. I had to do it.
All right,
It was hard.
Oh my god!
So
I
anyone
give
who
you
goes to
mad
school, I'm like,
freaking props. That's how I felt. It was
see.
insane.
Let's see who's gonna call in these grandkids of mine.
10 seconds, you guys. Ready?
Ready.
Here we go. We're.
Okay, so waiting for the first caller to call in to get the book from Alexis Perez, written by Alexis Perez, Don't Tell Mom. Okay, so the first caller to call in is gonna get the book. So we're gonna wait. We're gonna continue, and when the call comes in, then we'll answer it.
Yay.
Oh, and we got
Oh, we
a
got our
caller.
first caller.
Take it away, Johnny.
Caller, who we got?
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
It's Andrea.
Hi, Andrea.
Hi,
You are
Andrea.
the caller,
Hello,
right?
Andrea.
She's our first
Woo,
caller.
We got a
yippee.
winner. Ding, ding, ding.
Don't tell Mama.
Oh, don't. Yeah, there it is. Don't tell Mama.
Don't tell mom.
Oh, and also this book is written in 2022. Everything
Wow, I'm so happy.
good. Okay.
All right. All right, we're going to get your address and we will have that put to you, right, Lorraine?
Yes. I
Right,
will be mailing
Angelina?
it out.
Right,
So
right.
Make sure
All
that
right.
you give Johnny your address, please.
Yes.
Thank you for calling in.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Winner, winner.
Okay, bye.
Chicken dinner. Okay.
We got our first winner. Oh,
Yes, our
yay.
giveaway on Chingona, Chicanas, y más.
Does it count if I call in?
Yeah, let's see.
Let me get my other phone.
Go.
No, I'm playing.
And we're going to continue with this story. It's a story of faith, of, tragedy, faith, and resilience, and
Blessings.
blessing
There
upon
was still
blessing.
blessings in between, you guys.
And a woman who just won't give up.
No.
I can't see how, like, since I've been with you guys on Noite Radio, just this show and other shows like Angelina show, I can't believe how strong women are. You know what I mean? Like, as far as a guy, I would have, like, as for me, I ain't being a sissy lala, but I would have been like, I would have been giving up. I don't know where you get that strength from, ladies. Puro chingona, chicana.
Eso.
All right, little puppy.
Oh my goodness. I love this guy. He's amazing. And yes, Johnny, you're right. I have so many people tell me, like, how are you not in a straitjacket by now? And I tell them, you know what? God is good.
You ladies just make me stronger.
God
Like,
is good.
make me want to get up and
Yeah.
get 10 jobs.
You know what?
Well,
That's what you
crazy.
have to have, though. That positive mindset.
That's what I need, a
No
strong
matter
woman
what.
behind me.
Orale.
Come
He's
on.
single, you
If
guys.
you're
Yeah.
listening,
Yeah.
this is a man of many hats. And he probably has about 9 jobs.
That's right. Literally.
So if you're looking for a good man, right here, Johnny Z is available.
Oh,
He's
thank you.
single, ready to mingle,
Yeah.
good women only.
Yeah, I
A
need that.
chingona.
I need that.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I want a chingona.
Yeah,
man.
chingonas only.
That's
Someone that-
right.
a good man always needs that good woman behind him
Yeah.
to make him even
Amen.
stronger. You know what I mean?
Next to him.
Yeah, next to
Next to
right
him.
Next, yeah.
Behind him, next to him.
And
front
I'm
of him.
can you get behind me?
Oh,
That's another.
oh
What
my
is it?
goodness. Okay. Here comes the, there's got to be a blessing, right, guys? Come on.
Yeah, well, it's
Think
true.
about it.
Behind every battle is a blessing.
That'd be a blessing. So, 2017, half my house. 2019, my whole house. Mind you, I'm a student.
If I have a test coming up,
Holy
homework.
cow. I had to live in a hotel, relocate my whole life, both my babies into a hotel for almost a year. I lived in a hotel with my 2 kids for almost a whole year. It was the hardest thing that I had to endure while being full-time, in work and a full-time student. My teachers really, really backed me up. They worked with me. The EOPS program, it was really, really hard. I had to eventually drop down to part-time because it got to a degree where I wasn't taking care of myself enough.
Can we back up? Can you tell us just let us know what EOPS, because that's a great program. If you are a single mom, or you're a single mom and you're in college and you need resources, and we can't remember what EOPS stands for.
OMG.
It's EOPS, and you will get a ton of resources. They will pay for your books, they pay for childcare, they pay for so many things. So if you are a mom and you are going to school, remember EOPS.
EOPS, and I will turn around and make sure that it's either a link in my social media or that we post it on your social media. I'll tag you, so please make sure you follow us. Make sure that you look for those links. I'm always going to be putting resources out there. That's really important to me. There's a lot of different programs: Puente, EOPS, STAR. There's a ton of programs out there in the college that will help you.
It's Extended Opportunities Program
There
and
you go.
Services.
Amen. Thank you.
And I know that because I went through that program, and I'm very thankful for that program, because without it,
I cried. I told them that.
I wouldn't have been able to do it.
They helped me with my books. They took care of my parking pass.
Mm-hmm.
They gave me my backpack with school supplies. I had individualized tutoring. I met with a counselor on a one-on-one basis. It was amazing.
A great resource.
They gave me lunch tickets. We had lunch tickets, so that saved me. I was going through it.
Mm-hmm.
And without those resources, I couldn't afford it. That's why I dropped down to part-time, because it started weighing on me.
Yeah.
I had a family to support.
It's funny because as I listen to your story, I see how you did grab onto the resources. And sometimes, we're praying and like you said, you're living and you're like, why me? And God is putting things in your path. Like He can't come down and put a parking ticket in your hand or give you your books in your hand, but there are resources, and we can't be too proud for them.
Oh no.
You know what I mean? It's not to get stuck in on handouts, but sometimes you need to lean on those resources to get ahead. And sometimes your family can't help you because they have their own things going on, or your friends. As much as they'd love to help, they can't give you the $100 for a book. And books are not easy. They're not cheap. They're not easy to buy.
Amazon.
But they're,
Even then, some of them are really expensive.
Right.
But man, the resources are amazing.
Yeah, so I just want to put that out there. Like, don't be embarrassed to get a
never.
resource. Don't.
Never. And you don't know what you don't know, ladies and gentlemen. So ask those counselors. Ask your peers. Don't be embarrassed. You never know what's out there. San Bernardino Valley had a food pantry. And all you do is show your registration. They had 2 different types even of packages. They had a snack pack or a dinner. Can you imagine? If you're a student and you're like, man, I'm hungry, I haven't even had lunch or whatever. You go and they gave you a snack pack. It was just filled with just snacks and juice or water to get you through your day. A woman who's struggling, a man who's struggling, maybe a single parent or maybe a dual household and they're just not making it. You can get a whole thing for dinner. They gave you a package that gave you up to 2 dinners. How amazing is that? And all you had to do was show that your registration.
Right.
How awesome. The STAR program, individualized tutoring, they have their own different perks. But individualized tutoring is huge because people have to pay for that. Right. And you got it right there. So that right there is what really opened my eyes. God was showing me, you want it bad enough? You're going to work hard for it, but I'm going to bless you by giving you all these resources so that you can make it happen. And I ran with that, you guys. I was like, man, He's showing me, He's giving me what I'm asking for, so I'm going to have to put in the work. It killed me to drop down to part-time because I had a goal in my mind. I'm going to graduate by this time. But you know what? I had an amazing colleague that told me, Cifuentes, it's not about how fast you finish the race. It's about finishing it. That hit hard for me. Big shout out to Javier for that. Because you know what? I cried when I had to drop down to part-time. Cried my eyes out. I felt defeated. But I was living in a hotel. I was trying to work. I wasn't making ends meet the way I needed to. I was sleep deprived. I'm coming in with a baby on my back, book bags, my utility belt on, and my BDUs, and I'm going up a flight of stairs or taking an elevator late at night. I was tired.
And then dealing with insurance, with
the house.
house.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Exactly. So I said, you know what? This sucks. All of our class is going to graduate, and now I'm not going to graduate. He goes, Cifuentes, it's not about how fast you finish. Finish. Like the tortoise in the hare.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget that. And that stayed in my mind. So I said, all right. He's right. He's right.
You still have to put your blinders on because you know you want to graduate and it's killing
and it was
you.
killing me. For a minute, I almost had a little bit of heroism at my friends. I was sad, my peers, because I was like, this sucks. They would say, I don't know why you just don't give up, and man, the school's always gonna be here. And I looked at them like, really? This is coming from you. Walk a mile in my shoes. You don't understand. Your situation's different. Some of them didn't have kids. Some of these students, we were just talking, remember? And I said, oh my God, I felt like I was the oldest one in the class. These guys are coming out of high school, and here I am in my 30s, 40s, 40s now, sitting next to kids coming right out of high school. College is hard, especially if you haven't been in school since high school. The new studies are, I don't remember that. Technology too, yeah, it's changed. Everything is virtual. That was crazy, right? COVID really showed us that.
Right.
So imagine that. So I said, you know what? He's right. And I'm just going to have to figure this out. I'm going to cheer on everybody else because they deserved it. They put in their time. Whatever their time looked like, whatever their journey was, they inspired me to keep going. So I did. We got back into the house and I said, you know what? I'm going to do this. I don't care what it takes. I'm going to do this. So I decided to say, you know what? Again, one class at a time, one step at a time, and I did it. I kept going. 2022, December of 2022, I went ahead and I'm like, all right, we're gonna do this. I got a break. Everything seemed to be going really well. And I ended up in December of 2022, I contracted what I now have. It's called, let me back up. I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. 2022, May of 2022, I graduated. That's the blessing. I graduated, you guys. Oh my God. I was at the end of the end, and I'm sitting here and we're going over my, what is it called? Your, not just your ed plan, but your grad requirements. When they do the checklist? Okay, so May, right, of 2022, they're like, oh, there's no way. I had 2 more classes and I was in it. So you know how there's a cutoff?
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, there's no way I'm going to do it. And Carmen from the ELPS program, oh my God, big shout out to her. She advocated for me. She put the petition in and said, she's in the class now. If I did it by the summer, I would walk. So I said, I got this. I got this. Chingona, I got this. I'm going to do it. She got out there, Carmen Delgado, and she advocated and they approved it. So I said, all right. I was down to my last 2 classes and holy cow, it had to be math. My suckiest subject. And then the counselor said, oh, the class that I needed was no longer available.
Oh man.
And I said, oh, hell no. There's got to be something else. You can't do this to me. And the counselor's looking at me and I bawled right there in front of her. I said, there's no way. I haven't worked this hard. This is my last class. And she goes, okay, let me look. Wait, don't panic me out. And I'm crying. There's no way you're going to take this from me. I'm graduating in May.
I'm panicking.
Hell no. And she said, statistics. She tailored it to my degree and said, if you take stats, you're done. I said, bring it on. Everybody goes, "Estás loca." Do you know what stats is?
What is it?
Actually, it comes in handy.
It's
really a fun class.
What is it?
It's a very hard math class.
Oh, math? Oh, I hate math.
What's a fun class?
Oh, I hate math. Oh my God.
No, everything's math. You gotta love
Really? I love
money.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can count money.
You
Though.
see?
But they were like,
So what the heck is stats?
So I'm like, oh my God, massive word problems, massive. Oh my God. It was very hard math. Okay.
Well, we're gonna ask her because she took the class.
So I took the damn class. I didn't have a choice. Okay, I was gonna graduate. Damn it. So I took the class, and praise God, I had an amazing math teacher from the start, right? Professor Castro. So the counselor knew him, and he was doing the stats class. So I said, I'm gonna do this. He'll get me through even if I pass with a C. I'm doing it.
These get
Professor
degrees.
Anthony Castro, amazing math teacher, and he brings real life into your math, and that's what's cool, is because he uses our real life,
All right.
how to buy a car, how to
Uh-huh.
buy a house, and he applies that, and it all
Made sense.
made sense. So, praise God. I sit there, I take the class, I'm done. She petitions, they signed it, and booyah, I graduated.
Yeah.
Not with 1 degree. The counselor decides to throw a bombshell on me at the last minute, says if you take 1 more class,
You can get
you
2.
could double major.
What?
And I was like, oh.
There I go.
What the hell? What's 1 more class gonna kill me? So I took a class and I double majored. And the best part ever, you guys, is all that blood, sweat, and tears that I went through, all that having to sacrifice and deal with all the turmoil that through those years, and the living in a hotel for that year, and
It's not giving
going
up.
down to part-time and still working and maintaining, the feeling I got when I actually finished and was told that I not only was going to graduate with 1 degree but 2 and a specialty certification, which means externship on top of all that. Okay, I still had to do externship. I did it, and I did it with honors.
Wow.
I did it with honors.
And here I am. These get degrees.
What the heck?
Well, they do.
So I did it, you guys, and I did it with honors.
Congratulations.
So May 2022, my son Gabriel and I graduated in the same year,
Wow.
the same month.
Wow.
My baby boy, I walked first. He got to be that proud son, and I got to be the proud mama, all in the same year.
Nice.
Yes, ma'am.
Shout out to your mijo.
Thank you. So you guys, I say this, and in my prayer in all this and in coming out, perseverance, resilience, humbling yourself, and not giving up. When you want something bad enough, you gotta fight for it, whatever that looks like. Whether it's going through medical and having to advocate for yourself, advocate for your child. There's a lot of things that I went through that I had to find voice. And I had to ask for help, and I had to demand help, and I had to get counseling even through those times. There's a lot of things that I had to step outside my own self and say, this is what it's going to take to do it. And I had to really have a fighting spirit. All those things that I went through from 1999 to 2022, what hasn't broken me has made me.
Right.
I have that tatted on my ankle, unbreakable. Why? Because what hasn't broken me has made me. All that turmoil, all the blood, sweat, tears, all the sacrifices, all the losses. Look at the bigger picture. I gained.
Not only that, you become a resource for people who are going through things, because you could tell them, hey, you know what, I went through that. Oh, I did that. This happened to me, but you know, this is what I did. I don't know if it could help you, but this is where I've been.
That's right.
And it's not in vain.
Mm-mm.
God doesn't take us places
Amen to that.
where He doesn't intend us to be.
Everything I went through was not in vain. There was a purpose.
Right.
Growth, my maturity, my growth, my self-love, everything. I am not the same woman that I was back then.
Right.
And I'm still not. Because even though that happened, and that's a massive accomplishment, and I'm well on my way, I'm working, I'm very successful, I have my home, my kids, my vehicles, I'm engaged to be married.
Are you gonna give it a shot?
I'm gonna give it a shot.
One more shot.
One more
November
time.
4th.
Because I love you.
That's right. I
See?
am not gonna give up. Yes, to other people are like, ay, estás loca, you're crazy, forget it. No,
You gotta
not
do
everybody's
you.
the same though. You can't, this is where we have to self-heal too, right? That mentality that you have when you look at a relationship because you came out of a bad one and you might actually have a good one. If you pass that up, it's because you're not healed yet. Not everybody's the same. You know, people change. There are good men out there still, right? You got to pray about it too. Ask God. And my thing now, and my mindset is God saves the best for last. Okay? He saved the best for last. Because even in that midst of the darkness, I was receiving those blessings. Maybe not in the way I thought. It felt like a curse, right?
Mm-hmm.
But He saved the best for last. That was my dream. I'm going to help people one day. And for those of you who know me, I'm in everywhere. I'm doing all kinds of stuff. I'm always getting my feet dirty. I will never ask somebody to do something that I won't do myself. That goes for all my officers. That goes for, my clients. I don't play. If I ask you something or I challenge you to do something, I'm going to do it too. You got to model what you expect from somebody else. You got to model that behavior. That's huge to me. So right now that everything seemed, it was great, right? Man, May, I graduated, I'm working, I'm doing good. Whammo! December
Oh.
of 2022. I found myself in a place of holy moly, what's going on? I got very sick and my face swelled up and I didn't know what it was. Everybody's like, oh, it's probably an allergic reaction. No. When I say my face swelled up, it looked like they beat the daylights out of me. It was terrible. My eyes, I couldn't even see out my eyes. Wow. My nose, from the bridge of your nose between your eyes all the way to the bottom of my nostrils, it was so swollen. You know how the boxers look when it swells that bad? My face looked like that. Didn't know what was going on. From December 2022 until mid-February, they couldn't figure it out.
I remember that because you do the lives, and I remember you coming on, and
my God.
They couldn't figure it out?
They couldn't figure it out. They didn't know what it was. They were giving me Motrin 800 3 times a day. Okay?
So you was out.
That's what they were giving me. That's really hard on your body. Motrin is no joke. On your liver, on your body, it's a really hard thing, and a lot of people shouldn't be taking it. On the lining of your stomach.
And if you already have
colitis,
you have something going on.
So can you imagine what that's doing, right? With me not knowing that, but I'm taking it because that's what they're telling me I need for my face. In that process, they started me on steroids. It was an automatic fix, yes. It took the swelling down, but we're going in blind because they didn't know what it was.
They don't know what to treat.
So from December to February, you guys, it was no joke. I was extremely sick. My New Year's, I was in critical. I was sitting in that hospital and I stopped breathing twice. Nobody knew that. My fiance was here for the holidays because he's in a service, and he came down for the holidays, and I'm in the hospital for New Year's. They couldn't figure it out. Kaiser could not figure it out, and they were just bouncing me in and out of the hospital, just pumping me with meds. I fast forward and I said, forget this, it's not working. I couldn't function. I couldn't even take care of my daughter. I couldn't take care of myself. I'm out of work. I can't work. We don't know what the heck is wrong with me. So I go to Loma Linda. Loma Linda turns around and says, holy cow. They took one look at my face and they were like, oh my God. You couldn't talk to me, you couldn't bump me, you couldn't nothing. I was in that much pain.
Damn.
They gave me a nerve blocker to calm me and a pain shot so they could actually talk to me because I couldn't even talk. Once I was able to talk, they said, you know what? How long has this been going on? They looked at the medical charts and stuff. You know how they have everything online now, the portal. And I had a doctor come in and say, have you ever heard of relapsing polychondritis? I said, no, I don't know what that is. He said, I believe that that's what you have, but I'm not a specialist. So I'm going to note this in your chart, and I need you to go back to Kaiser because I would love to treat you. We could, we have our facilities, yes, but you're a Kaiser patient. We can't keep you. We're going to get you comfortable, and I'm going to write all this in the chart, and I need you to hurry up and go back to your doctor and tell him that you need to see a specialist right away. Dr. Beck sees me, which is my primary, and he turns around and says, oh man, I don't even know what to do with you. He took me out of work, so they put me on an off work order. I haven't worked, you guys, since the end of December. I've been on temporary disability. And if you know anything about the pay for temporary disability, it's for the birds. I barely skim the surface right now. So they turn around, they take me out of work. Dr. Beck says, I can't treat you. I don't know what that is. I don't even know what this is entirely. He looks it up and he says, oh my God, it's a rare autoimmune. And it's so brand new. I have to send you a specialist. So I'm seeing a rheumatologist. The rheumatologist is the one that's taking care of me right now. And even he was like, I don't even know where to begin. You're so sick. Steroids, 40 milligrams, that's a very high dose. Has me on that from February, and I'm still on it. That's how bad my disease is. Relapsing polychondritis is an autoimmune, and it attacks your cartilage. So anywhere in the body that I have cartilage, it attacks.
So it eats it up?
So it flares. It's inflammation.
Oh, don't
Yeah, like rheumatoid arthritis.
Similar to that, right? But I mean, when I say it attacks it, it attacks it. I've posted pictures, I've gone live, and it's no joke.
No, I've seen.
I went through facial deformity.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone through, where my knees, my ankles. I had cankles. I haven't had cankles since I was pregnant. I had cankles. I couldn't even walk. It was so painful. It feels like you're on needles. And my ankles are, when you're swollen, it hurts because there's no more for you to stretch. So when that happens, I can't walk. That means I have to have help. And when my knees do that, again, you either have crutches or you rough it, right? So can you imagine? Right now, for me, the predominant areas it's been attacking is my face and from my waist down. Thank God it hasn't attacked my hands, right? But it's attacked my face and my waist down. And when I tell you guys, it's probably the worst kind of pain. I thought labor was bad, but even labor, I was able to endure this pain. When I tell you guys that I actually did want to give up, there was a point in this journey from December to now that I wanted to go to bed and never wake up.
So right now you're still going through that?
I'm
No,
still going through it.
This is new.
This is new. This is my current
Her current battle.
diagnosis, my current battle. And I barely decided to come out and share my journey and share this new disease because, after all of that, and I find myself in an amazing state and I'm happy, I'm engaged to be married and I graduated and I'm working, and then this happened out of nowhere. And I'm just going, okay, I'm not even gonna ask why. I'm gonna say, Lord, show me what to do.
Right. And maybe it's to educate people as well, because if it's a rare disease, and this is where statistics come, like how many people in this area might have the same thing? Is it something in the air that's causing this, for these flare-ups, and just talking about it. Somebody might have the same problem or experience that because it took you leaving Kaiser, going to Loma Linda, and realizing, wait a minute, this is what I have, and somebody might hear that and they can relate to that.
So you guys, you have to be able to really advocate for yourself when you're going through these things. If you feel like when you go to a doctor and you are not satisfied with what you're hearing, it's okay to say, no, I need a second opinion, or no, I need you to really, there's something wrong with me. Your gut will never lie to you.
Right. My little, just this little switch, my little granddaughter, Olivia, was when the poppies had that super bloom maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. Her whole face flared up. It looked like she was a little boxer, like everything was in chaga.
Like a sumo wrestler, right?
Yeah, so my daughter was taking her to Chalk in Orange County, and the same thing, they were like, no, we don't know what's wrong with her, and there were moments that she was like limp, like she was like the life was going out of her, and we were like, no, you're gonna tell us. And they were doing a new thing. It was not to give the kids antibiotics. They wanted to treat them like in a more conservative
approach.
Yes. And then we were like, no, you're not going to use her as your guinea pig. You're going to find something that's wrong with her and you're going to treat that. and they were poking her, they were giving her blood tests, and I think it was probably 20 times they were taking blood from her and coming back with nothing. And finally I was like, no, I've had it. And I told my daughter, you're not leaving until you get an answer. So at the end they couldn't say what was wrong with her, but they treated her, and thank God, she really hasn't had any more wild flare-ups like that, but she's never been vaccinated. She can never be vaccinated, and her autoimmune is weak. It's weaker than other kids, so we really have to watch her. But we really have to advocate for her, because they were basically telling us like, oh, we're sorry, we don't know what's wrong with her. And we just couldn't take that as an answer. At least I couldn't. And so you really do, like, if you're not feeling good, something is wrong with you, and you need to find a doctor to tell you what that is. You just can't accept we don't know. That cannot be the answer. So you really do.
And that's where I'm at right now. I had to fight tooth and nail, and now that I have a diagnosis, right? Remember something. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Doctors practice medicine. Remember that key word. They practice medicine. Okay? God gave them a gift. That's their talent. That's where they apply it. Okay, but that doesn't mean that they're perfect. People make mistakes, right? Yes, there's oaths. First, do no harm. Things like that. They take that Hippocratic. How do you say that? Hippocratic oath. Did I say that right? Yes, they take that oath, but that doesn't mean they're perfect.
There's no guarantee. They're saying there's no guarantees. And we accept that.
I'm allergic to naproxen. I'm not a doctor though, right? So I don't know the ends of that medication. Well, Motrin is in the naproxen family.
No.
So that's another reason why my face was so aggravated. They were giving me what I was allergic to for months.
God, no.
Months. So you're treating it, but you're feeding it. Does that make sense, you guys?
Yeah.
You're treating and feeding this unknown disease.
Yeah, because you can't tell the medicine where to go in your body. It goes wherever it wants.
So here I am being given what I'm allergic to. So my face is going haywire, but yet I'm being given what is supposed to suppress it and take it away. And by the time they found that out, I was so messed up. That's why I'm on such a high dose of prednisone, which is a steroid. I had to fire my recent doctor.
Really?
Because when you're taking steroids too, ladies and gentlemen, they are not supposed to cut you cold turkey. They're supposed to wean you.
Yes.
Okay? They didn't wean me. March 11th. Holy cow. Cold turkey. Cold turkey. I felt like an addict. I experienced every single withdrawal symptom that you can get from steroids. It was terrible. I felt like an addict. I looked like an addict. I was shaking. My body was hurting. I had cystic acne. I haven't had acne since I was a kid. I went through facial deformity. I developed later on even moon face. It's a real thing. It's called moon face. You guys look it up. I went through all of that. There was a point in time where that's where a lot of you guys didn't see me, because I was embarrassed. My weight gain. Jesus Christ. I take care of myself. Everybody that knows me knows I'm very fit. I gained 15 pounds right off the bat. I went from losing it all to gaining it just as fast. So this is really harsh. And I'm fighting tooth and nail. It is not going to stop me, you guys. Yes, I have my moments. And I've gotten on here live and I've shared, with my social media platforms, because I want to bring awareness. This is a brand new disease. It's a rare autoimmune that still is being discovered and researched and
And they're going to do a lot of practicing
on me.
Because, like you said, Motrin just is not going to work for you.
I'm allergic.
You wouldn't know that.
I wouldn't.
But you learned that, and now you could tell other people.
Exactly.
So, like, sometimes we think, like, why are we going through this? It's sometimes never for really us. It's for people who are watching, someone else that might be encountering that. And we have to remember, no matter how dark or how hard, God's gonna pull us through either on this side or on the other side. Either way, it's a win-win situation. And I just want to say wow to you because everything you've been through, all that you've been through, you've done it alone a lot of the times. Here you have God with you, but here on this earth, and you're still pulling through it, and you still have a smile on your face. And
I would never know. That you're going through all this.
Yeah, like even when you come on your lives and you're, I watched your lives before, and I knew that you're going through this. But most of your lives are out there supporting the community, are out there promoting small businesses. It's
the car shows
very selfless, very selfless. That's what I want to say. I see you more, as a community servant. Like you're out there promoting. You're going to be walking in the Ronald McDonald Walk on Sunday, and you're out
Sick
there
and all.
believe in miracles.
Wow.
And it takes a lot to be going through everything and still pour out to other people, and that's what it's about. That's the Chingona. That's the badass in you.
And that's what I wanted everybody to get. For you listeners, that was the point of me coming out. I wanted you to see the Chingona in me. I wanted you to see me for who I really am.
Right.
A lot of times people look at men or women and they look, oh, they're fine. Man, I am more than a pretty face. You need to look at within.
That's right.
And if you're gonna get down with me, you're gonna get down with me all the way, not partially. If you're gonna get with me, you're gonna get with me for all of me, good, bad, and ugly. Because that's how I ride. When I'm gonna do something, I don't just put one foot in and one foot out. I give it my all.
She puts her skates on.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, arráncate, get out of the way.
Look out.
Divine one.
The divine.
Ouch.
And who knows? Maybe you're gonna do that organization of roller.
Actually,
We
I'm
gotta
gonna
get
just
we
give
gotta
you
get a
a
ring.
teaser.
Give it to us.
Oh, here it comes.
I got a new clothing line that's gonna launch.
Ooh.
And it's
Come
gonna
on.
be this fight. It's gonna be to promote that unbreakable badass in me.
Right.
That's cool.
For every other man and woman out there that are going through it.
Right, because having a chronic illness is not easy. People don't understand it, unless you've been through it or you know somebody who has a chronic illness. You don't know that fight because it not only deals with your physical, it deals with your psyche, your mind, everything. And sometimes people around you, they don't have patience for it.
Right.
Honestly, the truth, they don't have patience. They don't understand that you're constantly sick, that you're constantly in pain, that you constantly can't do things on your own, that your body is not letting you. You can't just get out of bed like everybody else. You can't, sometimes prevents you from walking. It takes away your independence. There's so much that comes along with that. And it requires a lot of understanding for the person who has a chronic illness, and you have to bring awareness to that. And there's this disease that you're dealing with, there's diabetes, there's cancer, there's so many illnesses that people are dealing with, mental illness. And if you're dealing with that, one thing that you have said during this time is you grabbed onto the resources, you grabbed onto advocacy and education and spreading awareness, and all of that ties in. So
Remember, you guys, you're not alone. You need prayer? Hit me up, DM me. You need some words of positivity? DM me. You need some resources? DM me.
where can I DM you?
At live jive with Lorena on Instagram.
Live Jack.
Live jive with
I
Lorena.
like that.
Yeah. So I just want to say to you, Lorraine, thank you
Thank you so much.
for coming back for the part 2 and including the part 1. It's a beautiful story, a beautiful journey, and I'm glad that you took us on it, and I'm happy to see and be along on this journey with you. So if you, anything that we can do to help you, anything that we could spread awareness and just be a support to
We're
you.
here for you.
And when you launch that clothing line, let us know.
Oh, it's on.
Yep.
We're
We're
gonna
here
send
to
that to the moon.
support.
We're gonna launch it to the moon.
Thank
So-
you guys. I can't thank you enough. There's again, I always say it. That's my motto. It takes an army to raise a village, and I'm one person. I don't ever claim to be perfect. I don't know it all. I learn as I go as well. I'm very approachable. I am firm but fair. I can come out very fierce, but because that's who I am. When I love fierce. That is who I am. So
Yeah.
I will fight for mine. I will fight for mine 100. My previous clothing line was One Love Streetwear, and it specifically stated, I will sacrifice for those I love. I'm going to bring it back. It's going to be completely different. It's going to really rep for the gente that's out there and that they're going through it.
Real meaning.
You
Right.
are not, you're unbreakable. Let me just put it to you that way. You're unbreakable. Stay tuned. I will be spreading it out
It's
soon.
coming out.
It's coming out. Thank you guys for the love, for the support. Thank you for, tuning in tonight. Thank you for supporting with my daughter's book.
Oh my God, it's
I
amazing.
can't wait. Second caller, where you at? We're
Where
getting
you
ready
at?
to end. Where you at,
No,
second caller?
You got a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, call in for the second one.
Call in for the second book.
Call in. And do you have any shout outs?
I
Any
do.
shout outs?
Yes, I do. I have a huge support system. Thank you so much to my family. My children are always my number one. They're my driving force. Papa God, my lowrider community. Man, my DJs. I've met some amazing DJs, and like I said, my lowrider community, Rivas Car Club, Bomb Life. We got Johnny Z, DJ Trouble. Those are some of the guys that still really, when I say brotherhood or sisterhood, they've really shown me the meaning of that, and I appreciate you guys. Lewis from the Fashionables, Monaby, Marilyn, Martha Tere, thank you for the opportunity. For those of you who don't know, or some of you who do know, I co-hosted with Moni when she had only the Moni show. I was blessed and trained by her. I had the opportunity to work alongside Marilyn on the Untied Ribbon. Amazing, amazing ladies, women of many hats. Their journey is fire, and thanks to Martha and Tere, we have this. We have this platform where we're able to educate, provide resources. We take it to a whole other level. The English crossover is amazing. It's like Selena, like the movie. It reminds me of Selena.
Do anything for
Hey.
Oh, I know Yolanda's holding.
So
Yeah.
big
Without the
shout outs to them. Cali West Clothing, my Crazy Life Clothing, Meal Prep Mama, Mama T's Candles. Big shout outs. Thank you guys so much for all the love and the support.
Oh yeah, Meal Prep Mama is a little bit about her. She has special needs.
She's got a daughter
Support her.
with
Support her.
special needs, and the woman is fire. She dropped and did this to live a healthier lifestyle. She dropped a tremendous amount of weight. She put her skills to use, not just for her own family, as a full-time mama with 3 children and one with special needs, but now she's repping it. She's out there cooking, healthy for
Good
other
food.
people
Wow.
who have, different needs.
That is nice.
So she's amazing. Mama T's Candles. She's got lupus. You guys, support your small businesses. You don't know what drew them to become an entrepreneur.
Right. What their story is behind
What their
it.
story behind. Exactly. So mad love and big shout outs to them.
And
Any-
big shout outs to these wonderful women that I've been around since I got hired on Hoyt Radio, and major motivation for a man. You know what I mean? I feel so like, wow, I could be so much more. Just hearing your ladies, what you're going through, and people don't realize and appreciate what they have as far as health. They could be laying in bed and not doing nothing with their life when they could be doing the most and really appreciating life. And this is what you ladies are bringing to me as far as like, wow, I could be doing a lot more. God is good. Love you, ladies.
Oh, love you, Johnny.
And Johnny, is anything going on this weekend?
May 12th, I'm throwing an event at the 951 Taco Lounge. And I'm going to have comedians, 2 comedians, and Ronnie and Daisy Girl's going to perform, and Angel Baby's going to be hosting it.
Solid comedy for
it's
that.
that one, May 12th.
you.
Yeah, that's part 2.
I got you.
And how much are the tickets?
Tickets are $20 right now, pre-sale, $20.
Where can we get
I
those
learned a
tickets?
lot from Lorraine on that first one. Remember my first event? I was
got
scared,
you.
man. Lorraine helped me a lot. Anyways, you can hit me on my page, DM me on my page, or the tickets are on sale right now, $20 at the Pizza Plug. My boy Ron Romo, right?
And what's your page?
My page, John Lopez. OG DJ Johnny Z at OGDJ Johnny Z 1995 at gmail.com.
So hit them up for those pre-sale tickets, and I'm
Okay.
sure it's going to be a good time.
Here we go.
This Sunday, you guys. This Sunday, come on, y'all.
Where
There's
we at?
still
Where we at?
time to sponsor. There's still time to walk it out with
Ronald
us.
McDonald.
Walk for Kids 2023.
You gotta walk it out.
We're gonna walk it out on Sunday. There's
Here we
still time
go.
to register. $25. Jump online. Join Team Believe in Miracles, where we're making miracles happen $1 at a time. They're gonna have the Rams cheerleaders there.
Wow.
They're gonna have their mascot there.
No
They're
way.
gonna have LA Kings there. They're gonna have LA Galaxy there, and they're gonna have Lightning McQueen there for all our kiddos.
Wow.
The kids do not pay admission, right? There's no fee for the kids to walk. They do not get a shirt unless you pay the fee, though, because the
Mhm.
shirts are expensive. But the adults walk for $25. It's a 3K. It's all paved, right? So come on out. 7:45 is when the gates will open. It's going to be at Fontana Park, and the walk starts at 8:45.
And this is to support the Ronald
The
McDonald
Ronald McDonald House,
House.
Loma Linda.
Melinda. So that's a great service to the families of children who are sick, and just so they could be there and be with their loved ones and feel the love from their
It's
mom.
a home away
dads.
from home.
Yes.
Wow.
Home
that's
away from
amazing.
Home away from home. Thank you for having me on here. Thank you for being Chingona and bringing us out here to get to use our voice, Thank you,
You're welcome.
because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here right now. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, thank you for being here with us, and that means a lot to me.
Yes.
And thank you for everyone who's listening. Stay up, stay blessed, stay chingona, and we will be here next week. Oh, we will not be here next week, but you can tune in from 6 to 8, and they're going to have a big Cinco de Mayo celebration. So
Montabe's gonna be on, right?
it's going to be Wannabe's big comeback. Shout out, and good night, and God bless.
Peace.
Peace, and a bag of chips. Oh, that was good. Girl,
Yeah, it's amazing, man.
I'm telling you, like, when I see you, I'm like, man.